You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast. Hello, welcome to Pointing Pointers. This is episode 15. I'm Ben Atkins. Sam Davies-Thomas is here, and along for the ride, well overdue. Welcome along, Joe Hill.
Hi guys, thank you very much for having me.
How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. Yep, good weekend.
You're looking in rude health, and not in a kind of like, ready for Christmas turkey sort of way. Just, generally looking healthy, mate.
Oh, thank you very much. Very kind. I'm just been sat at home while Izzy's been at the gym, so I feel very healthy at the minute. Yeah.
You've got any weight since the big wedding?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. I had quite a bad fall in schooling in November, and I've not been running that much since because it's been a bit lame. But yeah, I've put on a bit of weight since the wedding. But I did lose probably, I'd say the best part of a stone and a half for the wedding. So yeah.
You know it's possible. The problem is when you know it's possible, you just think, I'll just do it when I need to.
Yeah.
That's what I'd think anyway. Anyway, thanks to Red Mills and the PPRA for their continued support. We've got a lot of racing to get through, chaps. So knowing how much Joe knows about the game and how much Sam likes to the sound of his own voice, we're going to crack right on.
I'll tell you what, this would be the perfect podcast for someone going to Friars Haugh on Sunday.
Starting in Devon?
This could go on for 5 hours.
It could. So let's try and keep it tight because we've got a lot of voice notes as well. So we're going to be punchy, Sam. So Milbourne St Andrews, the racing was epic. Crowds were big. Best wishes to Purdy Peaster. She had a pretty bad tumble there. I understand she's in hospital. So Purdy, if you're listening, get well soon. It was a massive card, 10 races. And we had 3 first-time winners, Sam.
We did, yeah, really good. It was good. Well, we did have 3 first-time winners at Milbourne. We had 2. We had Sam Scott, who works for Ben Paulin, who would take all, big upset really there, beat famous Clermont, although Take All had been running well. Has had a few runs this season, but yeah, beat famous Clermont. Joe, did you hear any backlash from that from your 2 of your mates?
Yeah, no, I've spoken to both Chris and James, actually. Spoke to them both on the way home last night. Chris was delighted with the run. He said he looked back to the horse of old. He jumped and travelled with enthusiasm. He did actually say the plan was to run him start of January. Izzy was actually going to ride him at Lark Hill. And he entered him in both races this weekend. And I sort of said, well, look, Izzy won't be at Milbourne. He said, I don't really know why I've made that entry. He's so fresh at the minute, I wouldn't really want to put a girl on him. So he said it wasn't much fun for James, sort of the first 4 fences. James said as well he was a bit keen and everything, but the track was never really going to suit. I don't know, for those of you who've been there, it's a stiff uphill finish off the last bend. He jumped the last in front and then didn't quite get up the hill, but Chris was actually delighted. He said he looked the horse of old again, and so no, he said a lot of people were saying to him, oh, well, were you a bit disappointed? And he said, yeah, to get beat, but with the horse, no. He thought it was a great run and more positives and negatives to be taken out of the run.
Joe, who do you think you're winning an arm wrestle, James King or your wife?
James, because he'd figure a way to cheat.
I promise that was not rehearsed and that was an absolutely fantastic answer. No, but you say like Chris, anyway, you know the point I'm making. She'd be strong enough, wouldn't she, Izzy?
Yeah, but he's not an easy horse, and to be fair, last year when she rode him at Stratford, she didn't really have too much intention of trying to hold on to him too much because she thought 2-6 round Stratford, flat track, easy course, she just let him bowl, and he was very good that day. But dropping him in a point to point on a 6:30, 6:35 sort of track is probably not what's ideal for him. But Chris had to get a run into him somewhere. Hereford was off last week, and he had to run him. So
yeah, fair enough.
The other first time winners, Molly Griffiths, who on nice Melbeck. She obviously, unfortunately, got unshipped at Chadsey Corbett, but put immense to that on her 3rd ride as well. So she won on a maiden. Yeah, nice Melbeck. So yeah, another first time winner. So that was good at Milbourne and St Andrew. Another horse that got turned over was Macklin, which was a bit of a shock again, probably in the ladies. Joe, do you anything about that? Everything. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, all I heard, I saw Reece Williams put up a tweet saying that Anna Johnson had ridden them all to sleep from the front. That's all I'd heard from that. It sounds like she bounced out, went right gallop, and no one really got to her. But that's my only knowledge.
Yeah, good. And then Biddick kicked in a few in as well to keep his title hopes alive too. That was good. And then Jake Bament. Did they say Bament? I call him Bament, but I think might be Bament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is. Brother.
Yeah, he never corrected me when I spoke to him on the phone. So he's a very polite young man. He's actually a bricklayer by trade. Did you know that, Ben?
I did. I knew he was a builder.
Yeah.
I didn't know which trade he was in. But yeah.
Fair play to him. But yeah, he does it for a bit of sport, which is good, and had a double at Melbourne, which is good. On that horse of Megan Lawrence's that we spoke to the other day, King De Palma again. So he went on and won a maiden restricted now. He could be all right. He's 7-1 again. Big price.
He looks a nice horse.
Yeah, he just plugs on all day, doesn't he? It looks like to me.
No, I think rock solid horse. You couldn't really knock him now, could you?
He could go on and win a few, couldn't he? And I actually had a chat with Jake, as I said. I called him, it was wrong, pronounced his surname wrong, but here he is, and this is what he had to say. I'm now joined by Jake Bament, who enjoyed a double at the weekend. Jake, how are you? Okay?
Yeah, good. Thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. A big day on at Melbourne, 10 races, I see. And you took 2 of the prizes home. Obviously, King De Palma, who I've spoke with Megan Lawrence before. He's gone well to go and win a maiden then restricted. He looks like a nice horse to ride.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty straightforward spin. He's fairly class. Jumps well, travels well, and he's a tough little cookie. Really, he tries his heart out.
And he seems to like soft ground. Would that be right?
Yeah, no, yeah, he gets every yard of 3 miles, and yeah, like I say, he's a tough cookie. He likes to grind it out.
Perfect. And you took the first race also aboard in the 4, 5, and 6-year-old maiden bullet of expression for Stuart Sampson. Was that a good winner?
Yeah, no, he ran well previously at Lark Hill, finished behind a good one of Josh Newman's. So I have fancied him. They're going there yesterday. So yeah, it was nice to have a double on the day.
No, brilliant. And that's your third win of the season, is that right? And
third winner pointing yet this season.
Perfect. And you've had what 46 winners, is that right? In total?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, no, with including the 100 chase winners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what do you do work-wise during the week?
Bricklayer by trade. I work for my dad on site.
Oh, brilliant. And then how often do you get to ride out during the week?
I ride out now and again, not so much at the moment. But I try to ride out at least once a week.
And you've been pointing for a few years. How did you get into pointing?
Well, I was sort of into racing when I was, later part of school.
Yeah.
And had a family friend take me to Richard Wilcott's when I was younger. And done a bit of work experience for Victor Dartnell as well, and just sort of worked my way into it that way.
Oh, brilliant. And you've got many yards to ride for this season?
Yeah, I got a handful of yards this season. And Megan Lawrence, hopefully Tim will have a couple coming out. Tim Dennis will have a couple coming out soon. Yeah, and I got a few other rides. There's Prowse's as well. Caroline Prowse.
Yeah.
She's got a couple this season. So hopefully got a few nice ones coming up soon.
Good. And then any horses that our listeners can look out for that we might not. Obviously, King De Palma is one that looks like he could go and win a few more. Any others?
Well, to be honest, I mostly ride maidens, to be honest. So it's anyone's guess as to how good they are until you get them on the day. But no, hopefully a few nice youngsters on the way. But no, just
keep enjoying it.
And see what we can do.
And how do you keep your fitness up? I suppose bricklaying's pretty hard.
Yeah, a lot of manual labour, but I do a little bit of exercise here and there, but I wouldn't be going too crazy.
Good, you seem to be doing all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done at the weekend. Thanks for coming on, and then good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
And then followed Ryan Corcoran again, had another winner, advertising his talents for his dad. Horse pissed up at Kaluli.
Sam, you can't say that. Now I have to tick the 18 plus box on Spotify. Nightmare.
Sorry, very bad.
Take it back.
Sorry, I said pissed up. Sorry, take that
back. Brilliant. Right, shall we move to Askham Bryant?
Yeah, 10 races at Melbourne. That's a bloody good day. Splitting races. That's what we like to see, isn't it, lads?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
That is what we like to see. Askham Bryant, yeah. I tell you, return to the winning ways, eh? good job we haven't forgotten to train a horse while he's been away on this break. But Joe O'Shea, eh?
Yeah, Jake Bament.
Yeah, he can train him, can't he?
Yeah.
I thought he was a new trainer, to be honest. I just thought it was,
Joseph, eh? But yeah, Barton Snow, back on better ground, I'd say. Probably some to better effect won the intermediate, won that nicely on the bridle, and then it's great to see Somerville Boy back in the winners' enclosure. For Thomas Easterby beating Paul Marvel, but Somerville Boy, yeah, classy horse back in his day, and obviously 13 years old now, but still holds plenty of ability. It's nice for him to, be back in winning ways. He won it nicely, and then Bardenstown Lad, I think it was fifth, wasn't he, in Warwick Hunter Chase. Won up the ladies' race with Emily Costlow, which I think is fairly strange. It's run 3 times, and they've got 2 Irish jockeys over to ride it, and then Jimmy King rode it in the middle. I think that's a bit weird.
Yeah, James was meant to ride it at the Chasley Corbett that was off at December, and then didn't Anna Johnson rode it at Chasley at Christmas as well. But James said when he rode him the other day, he didn't really enjoy going back under rules, and he sort of suggested to the outfit with involved with the horse that they should look to keep him pointing because he's good record pointer now. He ran well at Alnwick and then good run at Chasley and won nicely there. But Ballydonna Boy's a rock solid horse as well, isn't he? He shows up every week.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a fair horse. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him now. But he's obviously ran 4 times. Ran him if they haven't spared him.
I tell you one thing as well. Dad and I were talking the other day, and they could do a winning a hunter chase because the amount of entries that horse has.
Yeah.
Every weekend it is in the men's and ladies at every meeting in the country, and it's in every hunter chase. So they could probably do a winning a hunter chase just to pay off some of the entry fees.
And they've had to pay 2 Irish jockeys to fly over to ride it.
Yeah, and James King probably asked them for an.
Yeah, he wouldn't be cheap, would he? Being
exactly.
the best in the country
and the tightest bugger going.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, shouldn't say bugger. Sorry.
Yeah,
well, don't tell Gina, will you, that they've been getting Irish people over to ride them? That'll cause much consternation.
You'll not be happy.
No. I'll tell you what I noticed at the York and Ainsley meeting at Aston Bryant. Isla Johns had a win on the board for Cherry Coward on Zayuli. Isla is her 4th winner. I happen to know her a bit. Great girl and really pleased for her.
Felix Foster for another first winner, which is good. He obviously rides and trains at Titanium Bullet. First one pointing from, I assume then, would he be the son of Joanne Foster? Do you know this, Joe?
I've no idea. No, you're ahead of the game with me.
Because it used to be trained by Joanne Foster. So I would assume there was a relation there. But yeah, he trains it, and that's his first winner. And it absolutely, watch that back. I could only watch that, asking Brian, but absolutely pissed up.
Will you stop swearing, Sam? This is a family show, man.
Yeah, but you've ticked the box now.
Yeah, fair. I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, that was good.
We're moving on. Sam, we're moving on. It's my job to keep this snappy. We're moving to Charing.
Yeah, Charing. This is Joe's job.
Yeah, snappy.
Sit back and relax now.
Right. Joe, Charing. Go.
Yeah, no. The first race was Bobarelli won, Amber Jackson Fennell made all that. That was impressive. It was didn't come in with much form, but just galloped them all into submission.
16-1.
And then the second race, Fame and Concrete for the Chadwick Wright combination, very impressive. Didn't really think Alex had to do too much on him. He fairly bolted up. He had some good form under rules. He was an ex-John Joe horse. He won a bumper, got up to rate him 115 or something like that. So yeah, he was very impressive. Same in the men's, Yorkie banging them in. Great to see.
Dilemma. What a horse!
I know, yeah, he's been a great horse. I remember Conor Houlihan riding him as a novice rider, and they've had a lot of fun with him since he's been with Ella Gillings. And he was impressive. The Yorkie drive was out, but no, great to see Yorkie. 59, I'm told he is now. Great to see him banging them in. The Lady Riders Conditions race, Southfield Lily won. That was unfortunate for us. Izzy and Lily Bradstock were upsized, jumping 4 out, and you're always going to be biased, but I thought we were travelling ever slightly better. And Soldier Unknown, you know what it's like, Sam, that first one back down the hill, and you're really rolling, and he just got in too tight, pecked on landing, and gave Izzy no chance. That was annoying, but it's one of those things. It's far enough out there, but we know he finishes his races very well, and he's been a very exciting horse since we've had him.
He's been. I just talk about it. He's been a bloody good horse. He has. He's been.
Yeah, he has. He nearly cost me a wedding. I had him in the sale at the Well podcast. The podcast supported Thoroughbred. I had him in a Thoroughbred sale, and I was told that if I sold him, there would not be a wedding. On the way to Chazzy Corbett last day of the season.
I'm so gutted. Why did you tell him?
It's a good job you didn't tell Sam that. He'd have been bidding.
I would.
But no, that was on the way to Chazzy Corbett last day of the season. So it wasn't really the time for trying to wind her up that day. So we had to keep him. He won nicely first time out. Look, he had a wind up over Christmas because he just was a little bit thick in it when he came back into work after Wadebridge. And he's been in great form at home, and he always finishes his race very well. And I've not seen him at 4 out upsides a leader still travelling before. So it's a shame that it happened, but no, he's been a cracking horse, and look, Dad and I own him together. We haven't made a solid plan, but I'd imagine from now on we'd sort of work back from Cheltenham for the intermediate final. We got him qualified when we went to Wadebridge. That'd be the plan with him. The 3 mile 2 will really suit, and that was the reason that Izzy didn't want me to get rid of him last year, because she thought he could be a really good horse for that.
Fair enough.
And then the next race, the conditions for grassroots riders, that was a brilliant race in the respect of it was won by Rob Varnum. Obviously a year on since a dreadful day for him, losing Port Keegan, and the horse bolted up. He won by 20 lengths on the bridle. Few of Rob's horses, I think he probably admits himself, have needed the run this year. He started a bit later with them. But that was brilliant to see. I was really happy, and I don't think there was a single person there that wasn't delighted for Robbie. He's a proper enthusiast of the sport, and we need people like him in our sport. They keep it going, and I love reading his Facebook updates. And I think everyone will agree with me on that. And then the last race on the card was the maiden.
The big win, hey?
Hang on. Drum roll, please.
Delighted. Morocco Moonlight, when Dan Asprey bought him for just €2,000 at Goresbridge in the end of November. Sometime in December, I think, actually. And he came over, and he was fairly buzzy. Girl in the Yard, Harriet, rides him every day. She's done a great job on him. We just sort of tried to settle him down.
I'd like to thank the girl Harriet, rides him every day. Glenn, who feeds him. Lordy, Izzy, who pats him.
But when we first got him, he was very forward going with everything he wanted to do, and Izzy thought he'd probably won a man on first time out, and we took him up to Friars Haugh.
And he blew up.
And he did, basically. I mean, I think we were beaten by a very good horse in Trust Me Nate of John Dawson's. He's run to an RPR of 119 in Ireland, and somehow still a maiden, and John's horses are on fire at the minute. But he did blow up that day, to be fair. So we saw this race, and James actually said the 3 miles would suit him better than the 2.5, because over 2.5 they were always at him a bit, whereas he got a softer lead over 3, and he went a good gallop. And he was brave at the back of the last. He sort of nearly got joined, and he went away again to win by 2 lengths in the end. So no, very, very happy with that. That was fantastic.
Brilliant, well done you. How come you branched out on your own? Did your dad not have anything to do with it? Or?
No. It's just I've had a couple of runners here and there now, as James King keeps reminding me, with not much success. Just the horses that are for sale run in my name. So I've had he's run a couple of times. Back on Track, who was 4th in the Young Horse Maiden at Chazzy Corbett, who ran really well. He was the first newcomer home. Him, and then any other sort of the horses like him, this lad, any other Irish ones that we try and pluck out and see what we can do with them, and also we've got another 4-year-old in this year, so we'll have him to run hopefully there as well. So
good. And you enjoy doing the training side of things?
I do. It's a bit nicer sort of having a bit more of my own say on it, and dealing with the owners sort of myself. It's just mainly, like I say, it's mainly like the sales side of things. People know if they're running out my name, that they are for sale, and we want to do a little bit more of the buying and selling, because as everyone knows, you're not getting a percentage for winners like you are under rules. It's not always the easiest game to make a living out of. So you've got to try and earn a few quid on the side. So yeah, that's why we're doing a bit more of that now.
Fair enough. So to Garthorpe, boys, to Garthorpe.
Yeah, yeah, it was a shame, as we spoke about, we were just talking about, we may as well stay on the same point of selling horses, but yeah, the 5-yard race, 4 runners up at Garthorpe for the TAT sponsors race, and you get a handful of, well, big entry and big turnout for the one down at Melbourne. So, yeah, tricky one really, as we've said before, and I think Joe would probably agree that, I think there needs to be less young horse maidens, more 3-mile maidens, maybe 2.5 miles, fair enough as well, but, less of them so that, they've got to run against each other.
Yeah, I think with the race on Sunday at Garthorpe, that race has received not many entries for quite a few years now. So maybe it would be a good idea to maybe get rid of that.
What is that? Why do you think that is?
I don't really know. I don't know.
It's not a bad track, is it? Really?
Oh no, it's a great track. We just didn't have anything for it. The thing I will say is it's you sort of mainly those 5-year-olds that would look at it, I think, because I don't think 4-year-olds have a fantastically great record in the race because it's very testing ground around there this time of year, and maybe
the 5-year-old 1-1, yes,
it's kind of undulating as well, Joe, isn't it? It's not just it's not a simple track for a young unbalanced horse, is it?
No, but I think it's probably an easier track for a young horse on soft ground than it is on good ground like you get in May, because yourself, Sam, you rode there far more than I did. I didn't actually ride there that much, but on good ground, it's a very sharp track, and on soft ground, it's a fairer track probably on soft ground, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. You got a bit more time, yeah, because you're running downhill from the back of 5 out, and yeah, no, again, that's what you just said, a 5-year-old 1-1 for Gina, the head waiter, fairly bolted up for 35 lengths. So yeah, as you say, a 5-year-old stronger than the others, but yeah, only a poor turnout. But yeah, carrying on for Garthorpe, Gina carried on the bandwagon with a treble. Master Templar winning again, beating Bothwell Bridge, which was probably quite a good performance. And I'm Spellbound going in again, beating Morning Spirit, which is a newcomer of Kelly Morgan's, which
I really fancied that. I thought, yeah, had some good form back in the day, and obviously Kelly has just got a really good record of putting horses' careers back on track that have come from under rules with maybe an issue or two, and I thought that might win, but it was only beaten half a length, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So interesting. And Dale Peters, obviously, when we spoke to him, he gave us 3 horses to follow. Now in 2 weekends they've all won. So Designed to Win of David Kemp's horse, I know he thinks a lot of. But it's strange. Paddy Barlow, where was Ed Vaughan?
Ed was down at Charing with us. He was meant to ride. Yeah, he was meant to ride in the first 2 races for Andrew, and then unfortunately Andrew's lorry broke down on the way down there. So yeah, so I think from what Ed said to me, I think that it made more sense for him to go to ride those 2 and Paddy to ride the horse that he obviously had won on last year.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and that just got beat by Designed to Win, so that was probably a good run.
Yeah, I think Designed to Win's a very, very nice horse.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do, Sam, again, that the Kemps are very good operators. They know what they're doing. And he's now 3 from 3, and he looks like a horse made for something like the intermediate final. And you'd say you'd have to fancy him if they decided to go to a John Corbett, because their record at that Stratford meeting is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you listened to what Dale said, but Dale said he thinks it's one of the best they've ever had. So
yeah, and David said that last year. He made no hesitation in saying that as well. Yeah.
So fair enough.
The last time Dale said that, it was about Miami Magic, and he was right about that, wasn't he? That's pretty good.
Yeah. Might be the only supreme English horse at the festival, if they go that way.
Yeah.
So I said last week that Bradley is back, and Fear Jaguar also won at Garthorpe. I mean, you'd kind of expect him to win that race, but good to see all the same. It's nice to have the Gibbs stable back firing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, good horses. Fear Jaguar. Dale completed a double in the last race for the maiden on Highway Skyline. I don't think he mentioned that one, so he kept that up his sleeve, but obviously was fairly fancy because it was our favourite, so thanks for that, Dale.
Right, now time for our social shout out, which this week isn't that social, but is a shout out all the same. So, as you know, we like to do a bit of a shout out on the podcast for someone that's doing something good. And Rupert Wilks is one of those people. Rupert, tell us, if you would, in your words, what you're getting up to in the near future.
So, on the 24th of May, I am going to be hiking up Machu Picchu for charity. It's going to be for the Injured Jockeys Fund and in memory of Keegan Kirkby.
Amazing. Well done you. That's a fantastic cause on every level, and no mean feat. Have you been in training?
Not heaps of training.
You'd be fairly fit anyway, wouldn't you?
But full time and riding the odd point here and there. I'm hoping it's going to get me up there. But no, I will do a bit now that it's getting closer to it.
No, brilliant. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. So, well done. It's an amazing thing. I'm sure it'll be incredible. And as much as you'll form lots of memories on the way up, you'll no doubt be thinking of Keegan and the fantastic young man that he was as well on the way. And listen, what can people do to support you? How do they give you some dosh?
So I have a Just Giving page set up that all goes straight to the Injured Jockeys Fund when it gets filled up. So there's a link there that hopefully you can put out.
Yeah, fantastic.
And there's a bit of a write up on there which will inform them a bit more. And so that's the best way.
Amazing. Yeah. So if you can't find the link after we publish the show, then just head to Just Giving and search Rupert Wilks or Trek for Keegan. I'm sure it'll come up under one of those. So listen, well done, mate. That's fantastic, and good luck.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Sam, what else happened at the weekend?
I was 100 chase at Wetherby, which was won by Heidi Palin, Dan Skelton and Jet Plane. Not the easiest horse in the world. Quite a headstrong character. Made the run in and won fairly comfortably, as you would kind of expect. On the ratings, he's a lot higher than the others. But it's interesting to see that. I thought he might be one that would travel fairly strongly around Aintree. So I put in a little message to Dan earlier.
The big man.
The big man. Oh, that's a bit harsh.
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, Dan Skelton.
Yeah. And he came back with a little comment about the 3 runners he might have in the Aintree Fox Hunters.
I'm unsure on Benny. Let's just see how he gets on and how he is. Like at his age, we just want to do the right thing. So if he says he can and he wins en route and everyone's happy, then we will. I'd say Jet Plane, definitely. And I'd say if we can get Frere Dams qualified, he'll be going as well. Hope that's enough for the old podcast, kid.
Interesting stuff. But yeah, some people won't like it, obviously, because professional trainer, but we need. I personally think we need all the runners in any races we can get. Joe, what are your thoughts on that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's great to see with him that he gives the young guys in the yard a chance. He's very good to Heidi. Sean O'Connor obviously had a great spin last year, didn't he? On was it Benny's King?
Yeah.
So no, I mean, if from the respect of him doing it that way, fair play to him. Dan does a lot for, does a good bit to help out with pointing. He has a course on, basically there at the yard, and he does a lot to help out. So someone like that, same with, Paul Nichols, he does a lot to help with pointing and things like that. So I never think that it's a bad thing. I know a lot of people get worked up about it, but at the end of the day, we're fortunate enough to be able to run our horses, at professional tracks. There's no reason why professional trainers shouldn't be able to run their horses in those races at the same time.
Yeah, and you take it as a whole, and he does an awful lot for pointing, like you say, and it's buying plenty out the British pointing field, and you're just not going to stop a competitor like Dan Skelton trying to compete at anything, are you?
Exactly, and also how many times have they actually won the Fox Hunters as well?
Yeah,
I know they pick up these hunter chases along the way, but Dan hasn't won one. Paul hasn't won one for a couple of years, but I know he did have some luck in the past. But yeah, it's not like they just win every year. Last year, Fiona Needham beat them.
Yeah, agreed. You got to take them on, I think, because they are beatable, as you say. I think.
A little discussion point for you chaps. Gum shields. Now, someone popped up earlier and asked whether they are currently compulsory. The answer is no. The question is, should they be?
Well, I never wore one, but I would if I was riding nowadays.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really wore one when we were riding.
No, that's what I
Johnny
said.
wear one.
Yeah, but hopefully it was only just to keep him quiet.
Yeah, but I mean, like Izzy wears one every time she rides, and yeah, I think it's a very good idea. It's only going to help with concussion, but no, I'd be very for making it compulsory. I'd be the same as you, Sam. I never rode one, but if I was still riding now, I'd 100% wear one.
I'd be surprised if there was people who didn't, but there obviously is, I imagine. Yeah. But yeah, I think it probably should be compulsory. And Steph was actually making a good point earlier that the rugby players, they wear ones that can track the concussion and stuff. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we could do stuff like that, have like little trackers in there as well. So be interesting to see.
Interesting. Yeah. I was actually thinking about this earlier. On my 21st birthday, I got some ear molds made because obviously I work a lot in nightclubs, and so I did a little look online, and apparently you can get them fitted at a dentist. So if you go to a dentist, they'll make a little mold and make them exactly for your teeth, and you'll sort of not feel like you've got them in. So if anyone is looking to get one made, that's your option. Now, lads, is there any other business?
I would need a couple of horses from Joe, don't we, for the upcoming weeks?
Oh, we're going to have to.
Oh.
Upcoming weeks. Well, this weekend, the plan is to have a couple of runners Saturday at the rearranged Chipley Park. We run what I think is a very nice filly called Star of Honour. She's a 5-year-old. She came from Ireland. Ed Bailey and I bought her privately. She's owned by Guy Middleton, who's been a fantastic supporter of the yard over the years. And we really like her. She was 6th and 4th in her 2 runs last year. Her second run when she was 4th was a very good run. The winners won a bumper. The second horse has won a novice hurdle and a listed mare's novice hurdle as well. So Star of Honour, she's a 5-year-old. She'll run Saturday and be very hopeful that she'd run well. But she'll be a nice horse in time, and whether she stays pointing or moves to the rules yard in time, I'm not too sure. But we really like her, and you couldn't knock her at home. She rocks up every day. She puts her head down and eats, and she works well. She's a nice filly. So yeah, very much looking forward to running her Saturday, and then I'd say Sunday. Actually, another horse at Guy Middleton's that we run Sunday, Senior Citizen. He's been a grand servant for Alan King, and he was owned by the McNeil family when he was there, and he's finished second in a Grand Sefton and third in a Topham. He's half qualified for Aintree already. He had a bit of a setback last year when he was with Alan King, but Guy sent him here to sort of try somewhere, be somewhere a little bit smaller. He loves going around our grass gallop. He seems to really be enjoying everything here. And we came up with the idea of trying to give him a run in a point-to-point. It won't help for a qualification for Aintree or anything, but we just want to try and run him in a point-to-point and see if he still has all the enthusiasm that he shows at home. And then, if all went well, we'd love to get him to Aintree, but we're not going to pin our season around getting him there. But he's a really lovely horse. He's a proper character. And Sam, you'd love to ride him. You'd go so fast on him in front.
I just used to, my nerves used to get the better of me, didn't they? I just used to just try and get it over and done with as quick as I could.
I find that really easy to believe. It's like the same thing when, like, at 5 p.m. on a Sunday, you absolutely have to know what time in the week we're doing the podcast. Like, your life depends on it within the next 4 minutes. I can imagine that's
your life's like, Ben. Your life is all over the shop. I'll tell you what I wanted to say. Comley, I can't say Comley. Ellen Wiley is up to her old tricks.
He is up to her old tricks. And Max,
the old hump race king, eh?
Yes. So let's talk about it. Brocklesby this weekend. Boss man Fred, he's previously registered with the Brocklesby before winning last week, and he's just going to go clean at the hunt race.
I do like the owners though. It's like the Cotswold Syndicate.
Yeah, basically like Max and Harry Greasby. In fact, it's not, to be honest. It's actually not. It's Human Louis, isn't it?
The Cotswolds. Let's go to the Brocklesby.
Because he's the Cotswolds Film Company, isn't he, Louis?
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes more sense really. But so yeah, the Brocklesby on this weekend, Chipley, and then Sunday Higham and Friars Haugh. It is actually the first time I've actually been fairly annoyed about point to point taking place on a hunting day, because the Brocklesby is basically one of the nearest meets to me. Very good racing and good social crack, and I am field mastering and will not be going, which is quite annoying. So
they always have that meeting on a Saturday, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I just normally think about it ahead and get someone else to do it. But yeah, I've not been doing many Wednesdays, so Saturdays are my bag at the moment. Is there anything that anyone wants to point out that might be running anywhere else this weekend, or should we bring things to a close?
Joseph, got anything else for Sunday? Higham?
Yeah, we run.
Higham.
Brunel runs.
Okay, Brunel. Yeah, we backed him last year at Higham.
Yeah. Izzy's not very happy that they with the abbreviation I think they put on him now, saying that he looked to throw it away last time out. The course will suit him. He was good there last year. All Mankind's in there, and to be completely honest, we shouldn't really be beating him. But if you look through for the next few weeks, there's not many places we can run him, because Kingston Bounce got a 4 miler and we won't run him over 4. So there's not many other places to run him. So we're going to go and give it a crack and try and beat the Alex Chadwick and Jenny Owen machine that keeps rolling on. But we'll hopefully run a good race, but we'll be up against it. So I'd say if you say horse for the weekend to look forward to, you probably would say All Mankind. You know, he's a class act. He won well at Horse Heath. I do think he will need to jump a bit better though.
They're going to get away with him.
I actually think he'd be all right run entry because they can get low. Like Aidan Coleman.
Gets low, right?
Yeah, Aidan Coleman used to hate riding Clondal Westy, and he ran very well around there a couple of times.
Yeah, true.
And he told Izzy after she was 4th on him that he would never have ridden him that day.
Can I just say, this was ages ago. I tipped up Clondal Westy for that each way, and if each way 4 places. Go on, Izzy, got the job done. For the long-time listeners of the pod, I think it was about 40-1 as well. It's just
he's 200.
I don't think people who listened to this podcast 4 years ago are still listening to it now, Ben. I'm not sure.
Do you know, we're picking up some new followers, Sam.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. Joe, I've got beef with you. You never did complete the caber toss competition between me, you, and Maxley. Max Conley.
You're right.
He's shying away from that, but I've realised what it is. I think you want to have a stat off with Paddy Barlow, don't you? That's more your cup of tea.
Yeah, I'd be a big fan of that. No, great listening to Paddy on here last week.
What we'll do is, me and Sam, we'll get you both on, Christmas quiz type thing. We'll say like a race, and whoever can get to like the second dam in the winner's pedigree first wins. Or, we'll just go through some form lines. I think it'd be great.
There's one thing I'm guaranteed to beat you on, Ben, and that is our fantasy football league at the minute. So that's all that really matters for me.
Yeah, that's all that matters, really.
I'm ahead of Sam, and it's absolutely killing him at the minute. And that is absolutely perfect to me.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, yeah, long may it continue. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying his sufferance. Anyway, on that bombshell, thanks for joining us tonight, Joe. And I guess we'll speak to you all soon. Cheers, Sam.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast.